Hi folks, this is Vincent Schilling, Associate Editor of Indian Country Today and your host of Indian Country Today's e-weekly video news report. I'm here to tell you some of this week's top stories. Chief Perry Bellegarde has won the 2018 Assembly of First Nations national election. He is the national chief, and he did manage to garner 60% of the votes. Emotions were high.
The results of the second ballot, total 522. 60% threshold, which is 60% of the 522, 314 votes. The results of the second ballot, Miles Richardson, 59. Sheila North, 125. Russ Diabo, 10. Perry Bellegarde, 328.
Chief Perry Bellegarde expressed an optimistic response to everything on social media and said, "I am honored and humbled by the strong support I have received throughout this campaign." The election results were released on Wednesday, and after the results, the candidates spoke with some mixed reactions from the crowd. Russ Diabo said, "You will be faced with consequences for the way that you voted," amidst boos from the audience, and Miles Richardson said, "Those who are casting the votes, the chiefs of this country, are never wrong." Sheila North said she kept her family at a distance because this election got really heavy, and the AFN Youth Council released a statement to the Assembly of First Nations saying that they needed to refocus on protecting lands and waters and supporting Indigenous front lines against the Trans Mountain Pipeline. So, are some elders not included? The Santa Fe Indian Market has come under fire for some recent decisions about to terminate a tenure program that previously allowed elders and well-known artists to come in. However, the newest article by Harlan Makasato says there's growing controversy between the Santa Fe Indian Market officials and Native artists who have long been involved with showing their artwork. Due to the cancellation of this tenure program and a new submission process which involves, uploading very nice photographs, some of the artists who say they depend on the event as a large part of their annual income did not get accepted into this year's market. Kathleen Wall, who is an award-winning artist from Jemez Pueblo, who has been a clay potter for 24 years, says, "Ultimately, the tenure program was not fair to artists who have had no tenure. To me, it was unethical. When it actually came down to competing with all the other artists, that's when the tenured artists didn't make it." And she says the whole thing really is a bummer. The Santa Fe Indian Market is the largest juried art show for Native American artists in the country. So the Trump administration has proposed a $12 billion subsidy for farmers. But what does this mean for farmers in Indian country? It was Tuesday that the Trump administration proposed spending this $12 billion to help farmers recover from trade retaliation due to the imposed tariffs. So President Donald Trump has set out to protect American manufacturing by imposing these tariffs. But China, Canada, and the European Union have responded with taxes of their own, which is making it much more difficult for U.S. products in other countries to be sold by agriculturalists. Tuesday, the president tweeted, "Tariffs are the greatest. Either a country which has treated the United States unfairly on trade negotiates a fair deal, or it gets hit with tariffs. It's as simple as that, and everybody's talking. Remember, we are the piggy bank that's being robbed. All will be great." Senator Heidi Heitkamp said North Dakota's farmers and ranchers don't want a handout. They want access to markets to sell their goods. Congress should act to give farmers and ranchers some certainty that they'll be protected from losses caused by retaliatory tariffs against their goods. So we'll see how this affects everyone. But according to the 2012 census data, which showed that 56,000 farms and ranches operated by over 71,000 Native Americans sold a total of $3.24 billion in agricultural products, and that's the 2012.
This is the first of many. This is number one, but this is the first of many.
It's exciting to report about. Aquaman has been released, the new trailer, and Jason Momoa made a heck of an entrance at Comic-Con this past weekend. If you didn't see it, check it out. Rotten Tomatoes tweeted, "Jason Momoa made the most badass entrance at Comic-Con." He was followed by 2 waterfalls on either side. want to check out the trailer, definitely check out the links below. It's pretty amazing. And of course, Jason Momoa always acts as Jason Momoa does.
Welcome home.
So the Trans Mountain Pipeline, which was due to be sold to a possible other buyer besides Canada, a potential buyer missed any deadline. So Canada is set to buy it for $4.5 billion in Canadian money. The Canadian government was set to become the official owner of the Trans Mountain Pipeline expansion, especially if Kinder Morgan could not secure the alternate buyer. That was a deadline of July 22nd. So the sale of the expansion includes existing pipeline infrastructures, pumping stations, and rights-of-way, as well as the West Bridge Marine Terminal in Burnaby. Purchase is expected to be approved in August or September 2018. So that's this year, a couple months. In an interview with a CBC, Finance Minister Bill Morneau said that the purchase of the pipeline by the Canadian government is being done in a way that allows us to consider how we move that to the private sector. In other words, they don't want to hold on to it, and they are looking for potential other people who may want to invest. Investors such as other indigenous groups and pension funds have already expressed interest. But overall, this has caused a division between indigenous groups who both oppose and are in support of the pipeline, while some indigenous communities have received payments from the Trans Mountain Pipeline going through their territories. Others are crying foul and even have created such things as Camp Cloud, which has been up since last November. A lot of people have come to oppose the pipeline, and a lot of people are expecting that there are going to be more arrests than ever, and some people are even lauding the Standing Rock 2.0. We will certainly see how things progress in the future. So I hope you've enjoyed our weekly news report. You can follow us on Twitter at Indian Country. This is Vincent Schilling. You can follow myself at Vince Schilling and our esteemed editor Mark Trehant at Trehant Reports. You can also check us out on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, everywhere else. Links will all be down in the description, as well as links to these articles. We hope you've enjoyed this, and make sure to check us out at IndianCountryToday.com. Thanks for watching. Take care.